If you're trying to go pro on controller, you found the perfect video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you tons of tips. Some will transform your gameplay overnight, and others are secrets that only pro controller players know about. If you're serious about getting better on controller, watch till the end of this video for the most game-changing tip that will almost guarantee you start earning in tournaments consistently. The first tip I want to talk about is super important, and you need to know it if you want to start placing in tournaments. This tip will give you the upper hand over your opponents in every single match, and that's because I'm going to show you the most overpowered controller accessories. First, you need to get control freaks. Every single pro uses control freaks, and that's because they instantly boost your skill. Your stick will move 10 times smoother, and your edits will become so much more consistent. Control freaks cost around $17, but I highly recommend you put a pair in your Christmas list if you want to go pro. Another controller accessory you might want if you don't play claw is paddles. I'm non-claw, non-paddles, so this accessory isn't fully necessary, but if you get a controller with paddles, your entire game will become so much better, and you can be a way faster editor, which is clutch in tight situations. When I take a wall, I have to take my entire thumb off my right stick, which makes it super hard to control fights and pre-fire people, but with paddles, you can keep both thumbs on your sticks at all times and be so much more fluent. Control freaks and paddles are the two controller accessories that will rocket your skill in a super short amount of time. Now that you have the most optimal controller for Fortnite, you need to know what maps to play to practice your skills. I'm gonna give you a mechanics map, an aim trainer, and a crosshair placement map, everything you need to practice so you can get ready to earn. Starting with the mechanics map, you need to be playing Mechanics Training V4. All of the map codes will be at the end of the video, so make sure to watch until the last tip. This map has tons of different mechanics drills to choose from, but one of the best drills in my opinion is the tunnels drill. In this drill, you have to build all the way until the end of the tunnel, and it's a great drill for practicing your edits in tight spaces and pushing you out of your comfort zone to make edits you wouldn't normally make. There's even a variant to the mode where you have to shoot the bot at the end, and it makes it feel more like a real game scenario and also improves your shotgun aim. I highly recommend you experiment with this map for a little bit, find what's hard, and play until you master it. For the aim map, you should be using Skavok Aim Trainer. There are a ton of different aim training options in this map, but the two I think are the best for controller players is vertical tracking and movement. In vertical tracking, a bot floats up and down and you have to track it. This is a great pick for practicing your AR aim. In movement, you have an up-close fight with a bot while red barriers come at you. This is a great choice for practicing shotgun aim, and it makes you even harder to hit in fights by practicing your close proximity movement. There are tons of other great aim training choices in this map, but those two are my favorite. Lastly, for the crosshair placement map, you should be using this crosshair placement, piece control, and aim map. In this map, there are going to be multiple edit courses and different glowing shapes on the build showing you where to edit. Load into one of the edit courses, and when you edit, don't make a big sweeping motion with your crosshair. Stay on the inner corner of the tiles and make a short, smooth edit motion like this. Your wall edits will become so much more consistent and quicker if you master this. The same thing goes for floors. Make the smallest motion possible. This is the most important tip I have for controller players wanting to edit faster. Practice maps aren't the only thing that will get you better though. One of the fastest ways to get better as a controller player is simply just 1v1ing players better than you. You need to find a friend who is clearly better than you and just 1v1 them every chance you get. If you do this, you'll start playing up to their level, and over time you'll become just as good as them as you learn. Don't give up every time they get a kill on you. Try to pay attention to how you got killed so you can prevent the mistake from happening again next time. If you're constantly playing a player better than you in creative, your ranked and tournament matches will start feeling so much easier because no one you face will be as good as your friend. You'll have experience fighting good players, and it'll be really hard for players to kill you every time you load up into a match. 1v1ing players better than you is a super underrated way to get better, and you 100% need to be doing it. If you want to work on your in-game fighting skills, W key solo ranked. Forget about your rank. It's okay if you rank down, but you need to be W keying solo ranked for many reasons. First, ranked will put you in a ton of awkward situations that you'll face in real tournaments like third parties, scuffed loadout fights, and off-spawn fights. Solo ranked will also make sure that you are getting better. If you play duels, you might just be leaning on someone else to carry you, and even though your rank is going up, your skill isn't. I know solo ranked can be hard and frustrating, but that's the point. You want a challenge. If you never challenge yourself, you'll never get better. Solo ranked also helps you prepare for solo victory cups. Solo victory cups are the easiest tournaments to earn in this season, and if you're well prepared, there's a very high chance that you start earning in them every single week. This leads me to my next tip, which is play all tournaments. You need to be playing every tournament possible. It's the best way to gain experience, and the more you play, the less nervous you'll get. Even if it's a skin cup, it doesn't matter. Still play it. Tournaments almost always have endgames, and you need the most practice you can get. Tournaments are also a really good way to track if what you're doing is working. If your placements are getting better, keep doing what you're doing, but if they stay the same or start getting worse, try to think of things you can change. Oftentimes, if you're doing bad, it's not because you aren't good enough, it's simply because your drop spot is bad or you're taking poor mid-game fights when you don't need to. Whatever it is, figure it out and iron out that mistake until you see improvements in your placements. Don't stress if you just have one bad week. That doesn't mean you have to change everything. Everyone has off days, but use that bad tournament as motivation to place higher than you ever have before in the next one. This next tip is one of the most important ones I have for controller players, which is to scrim. Scrims are custom matches that are usually for money or have zone rules so you can't kill each other until endgame. This is to stack the lobbies so players can practice fighting in endgame and with Storm Surge. Scrims aren't hosted by Epic, so if you want to play them, you need to be in a scrim Discord. I put 3 Discords in the description. All of them are really good scrim Discords, but if you're console, you're going to want to prioritize the Griff server. This is a console only scrim Discord, so every single scrim will be console only, and they even host custom tournaments in there for money, so make sure to join up. Every single pro plays scrims, and they really help you get better, so you should too. The final, and by far most important tip of the video is to VOD review. Do this by turning on your in-game replays, and after every single match that you lose, go into replays and see what you did wrong. At the end of all tournaments, make sure to go back and VOD review every single game so you know what to fix for next time. Find those mistakes and write them down so you never forget. This is the fastest way possible to get better, and it will lead to you earning quicker than ever. VOD reviewing helps you iron out every single mistake that you make, and every single pro VOD reviews their gameplay. If you don't already, you need to start. After time, you'll start earning every single week on controller. That was every single tip I have for controller players trying to go pro. Make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you made it this far. Peace.